whether formal education is important in design or you could just be a self-taught designer. This is for interior designers, product designers, furniture designers, interior stylists, anybody related to design, be it graphic designers. I think all of them can relate to this video, whether formal education is important or you could just be like a self-taught designer, and what does it take to be either of them. Welcome to the Serial Designer, and I'm architect Devanshi Choksi, here to solve these problems which are of aspiring designers and students. And please subscribe to the channel and never miss another update from us. We are here giving you podcasts and insights on design. And you could always fill the comment section and let us know what else do you all want to see in my videos. We'll talk about formal education first. We'll weigh both of them, but first I'll talk about why formal education is required and how it will help you in your overall holistic development of yourself. First is a good structured curriculum. There is an in-depth understanding of various kinds of concepts, various kinds of design principles, design theories, color understanding, study of aesthetics. A lot of topics on history, art are covered in the curriculum, and also there is a formal training in drafting, model making. Even there is software training like AutoCAD, SketchUp, Photoshop. All these software trainings are also part of the curriculum, and you just have to find the right course for yourself. You could also go for like a 2-year degree course minimum, going on till 3 and 4 year degrees as well. But I think a lot of accreditation and a lot of degrees are available, even online for that matter. But it's always good to take up a physical education or an offline class for a subject like design, because that is something where you need a mentor to guide you all throughout the process. So a lot of degrees, diplomas, and recognized institutions in the country where there are jobs require you to have a certain certificates and require you to have a few licenses. Say for example, you want to go ahead and start your own firm, you will also require a few licenses there. So it's always good to have a backup degree or a backup diploma before going into any field of design. Also, I believe that when you're a part of a structured curriculum and a structured degree, you get a lot of contacts, networks in probably alumni networks. It could be networks with your visiting professors, mentors, and it would have certain industry connections as well. Overall development of a designer happens right there. So I think all in all, a lot of critical thinking, problem solving tasks are given, exposure to various different fields also for that matter. That is architecture, landscape, photography, art, sculpture, paintings. So I think all in all, it's a full package when you go for a formal education and a formal training in design. There's also practical experience. There is hands-on experiences through internships. Most of the curriculums in at least in Mumbai have these hands-on experiences and internships with the real world projects, but under the guidance of a mentor as well. So I think you being not liable, we know, will help you work better, because there's always a person or a senior looking after you. Next up, being a good soft skill development training. That is, nobody's here to teach you courses on communication. Nobody's here to talk to you about client interactions. This is something you will definitely learn all throughout your formal training, because formal training involves doing case study, involves doing presentations, working in teams, managing projects. This will give rise to a good holistic development of yourself as a designer, and will give you better opportunities, better connections, and networks in the industry. And we all know networking and self presentation is now important than ever. So going through a good formal training, be it an MSc degree or a BSc degree or a BDes, any of them, either of them will definitely work out for you. Also, it gives you a good foundational study, so before you actually get into the field, you get a gist of it. Okay, so now let's talk about self-trained designers out there. Kudos to those self-trained designers who have done a great job and who are doing a great job. But knowingly, unknowingly, you all have taken more years than a proper formal educator. because you are learning in the process, right? You are resourcing yourself with books, you are learning from online tutorials, even softwares you are learning online. So there's a potential risk of missing out something. So I would call it flexibility, because they can learn at their own convenience. You can also have another job and be learning this part time. So I think flexibility is a good factor there, because you can learn at your own convenience, but you have to be extremely motivated to go through this, because it's always that formal education will have structured marks and semesters, but you have to be constantly motivated to not miss out any concepts. Also cost effectiveness, because you are doing at your own convenience, maybe online. You are associated with some online institutions, so they provide you free resources. That is there, that's a good thing. But at the same time, you need to sit through the entire course material yourself, and I think that's commendable, because if you are doing that and you have that motivation, kudos to you, you can definitely go through this training. But at the same time, you will miss out on having motivation by your peers, having working in teams. And I would say you will learn on the way, like you will learn in the project, you will learn from the contractor, you will learn from the worker. It's just that it takes more time to learn, but it's not something which is completely off grid. If you don't have the financial capacity, you can definitely go ahead and do a simple training in this field and learn on site. And you can also take help from the people who are already doing certain academic projects. You can even ask them, reach out to them on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and ask them whether this is going to be beneficial. Also, there are a lot of online and YouTube courses, resources which are available. You could also go through them, but I would still go for a formal education and a certified training program for you. Also, there are a lot of challenges and difficulties one faces as a self-taught designer, because you don't have a formal degree. So your overall communication skills are a little weaker. You don't know how to pitch to the clients, and you are sort of a person who's very very good at jugaad, I would say, the Indian term of understanding that doing something your way. And of course, there's a good risk that you will not understand certain concepts and certain design themes. You will not be attached to a lot of other networking connections and industry connections. So you will have to find them on your own, and you will have to make yourself out there. If a person has an industry connection and influence, it definitely works in this field. Word of mouth works in this field. So I think overall, being a designer but a self-taught designer will give you a little more time, because you're learning the non-traditional way, right? So it is going to take up a lot of your time, just learning the concept and doing it yourself, self-learning. And you become more adaptable, you are used to more jugaad. So I think all in all, it is going to be a rough time. Even if you're going through the entire online course yourself, there'll be some point in wherein you'll be a little lost, and because you're alone learning, there's nobody to motivate you. It's always better to have peer-to-peer learning, debates, understanding, design discussions. You are learning with like-minded people, for that matter. But I think one thing which comes with self-learning is entrepreneurship, and you go ahead being a freelancer. So I think that is also something which is very commendable, because you're becoming an entrepreneur yourself. You're dealing with money, you're dealing with financial constraints, you're dealing with a lot of people involved. So I think all in all, both of them have their pros and cons, but I would definitely give formal education an upper hand, because I'm an academician myself and I know what is the value of it. I'm an architect myself and I know what 5 years of training has given to me. It gives you a lot of exposure, a lot of co-curricular exposure, n number of connections, and definitely you will not have to find yourself the way out, right? Being a designer as it is, it's a very lonely process, and if you are doing it alone, it's going to be a rough time. So I think all in all, formal education is a must, and if you don't have that sort of privilege, you can definitely go ahead and target a few sponsorships. You can talk to a few mentors. There are so many mentors that I know personally who have sponsored education for the people who are not well off. So I think all in all, the design community is someone who will understand you better. Subscribe to my channel and never miss another update from us. Please make sure you comment and let me know how this video was and was this helpful for you. We have a beautiful podcast coming up. Until next time, bye. Follow for more.